Hi. It's like we got so many cameras out there. Hi. Right?
Yeah.
So I am Chef Z, and this is my daughter, Chef Joy, and we are the owner-operators of the Kitchen Cafe and Cooking School, and we have been doing this since 2006. And recently we have opened a school in downtown Leesburg, but because of what's going on, we have went virtual. And we love it. We love virtual interaction, not as much as we like human touch, but we have to be careful. Joy has a little one. Did you bring a picture of our star, Orion? Oh, well, he's beautiful. And so is his big sister. I love them because they're literally day and night. And Orion, you think about the stars in the night. And then Leilani, you know, she's welcoming. Yeah, it's Polynesian name. Yeah. So yeah, they fit their names to a T. So our school, downtown Leesburg, if you want more information about our classes, and we promise, there is going to be a class from us by the end of the month, a virtual class that you will be able to join. You will also have an opportunity to pick up supplies and all that kind of stuff with us, or you can cook on your own, but that is coming up. You can go to getcookingwithz.com or thekitchencookingschool.com. It'll both lead you to the same place. And we want to talk about this awesome cookbook that the Leesburg Library has asked us to review. So I have, in my home, I have over 200 cookbooks. And so I really always say, yeah, it's probably a cookbook I already got. Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not a cookbook I already have. But after about 5 minutes of reading this book, I decided that I wanted it. I immediately went online and picked it up, got a copy for myself, because I didn't want to get in trouble for stealing the book that belongs to the library, because I was going to take it. Even though this cookbook is designed for children, this book, it should say new favorites for millennials, new favorites for people who don't know how to cook. It should say cookbooks for dummies.
Yeah.
This cookbook is very friendly, and even though you see a lot of little hands from children, this is still the cookbook for someone who's a novice, or if you want some really quick recipes. And I like that we're doing it this month because the kids are back at school.
Yeah.
And so I thought this was perfect. One of the things that I really liked about it was, there's a lot of pictures.
And they're eye-catching.
Yeah, they're eye-catching, so I like that. So when I open up the book, we all do it. We open up books and we go straight to the back, and we go from the back to the front. And I purposely said, I'm going to open this book and I am going to go to the first few pages and start from the beginning. And I did that, and upon doing so, I found the perfect recipe, because I gave birth to the scone queen. So I said, oh my gosh, look at this scone recipe. So this is the recipe that Joy is going to be showing you guys today, and she has a lot of neat facts about scones. But we did a couple alterations, an alteration, because we want things to be simple for you all. We want you to affordable, and we also want it to be things that you already have in your pantry. If you don't have to go out to the store, then we don't want you to go out to the store. And so one of those things was that it asked for whole wheat flour, and that white flour is not whole wheat flour. It started from whole wheat, but the end result is not whole wheat flour. So it asked for that, which I believe would make a more heartier, nuttier, richer, more savory type scone. But who normally has that in their home? If you have it, wonderful. I hope that you are storing it in the freezer, because that's the best place to store whole wheat flour. It is different. The shelf life of whole wheat flour is different.
Way longer.
white flour and you have to treat it differently. But if you have white flour, don't worry about it. This recipe is still going to work. It's still going to be tasty, and I think it's great. And then I'm going to attempt to make a drink in the back here, the mango lassi, because they have a whole drink section, and I think this is so cool. They have a drink section. Yeah, it's called Something to Drink, which I think is awesome. Something to Drink. And right in there, they have a watermelon fresca. Look at the picture, which is really good. And there is still watermelon around, which I think, because we're at the end of the season, this is a perfect thing to do with watermelon, is drink it. And then they have this sparkling mint. They even tell you how to make your own homemade almond milk. And give you pictures too. Yeah, which is really cool. And then they tell you what to do with it, because they give you a strawberry almond milkshake. But then they also give you a recipe for a mango lassi. And I've been home with my granddaughter. You have to pause. So I have watched every episode of Mirror Royal Detective 100 times. Yes, 100 times. And so now I want one of these, and I was so surprised when I opened up the book and I was like, there it is, I can make my own. But Chef Z, being Chef Z, because that's what I tell everybody, she left the most important part of the recipe home, the blender. So I have a hand mixer, so we're going to do it minus ice, but I'm going to use my hand mixer and see how that works out for us, because that's what I do, I forget stuff. So we're going to let Chef Joy start taking us through our blueberry lemon scones. And if you have never made scones and you're familiar with the traditional method of making scones, throw all of that out. Just throw it out, throw the traditional method out, and wait until you see how simple this recipe is, and then our guest here will be able to tell you how delicious it is, because they are awesome. So Joy, you want to take us through the ingredients that we need for this actual, for the scones?
Yes, I'll go ahead and explain why there isn't any butter. This is a very kid-friendly book, and butter is messy. But if you know how to do it right, like me, you know. Scone lady. There is a cup. Let me see.
You need my glass?
I do.
So let's start from the beginning, Joy.
Can you see? So there's two. It says 2 whole cups, but like we said, we have flour.
Whole flour, yeah.
Right. So plus a few inches for dusting, and that is to keep the dough from sticking. There's 1 lemon that we'll be zesting. There is 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of coarse salt, and 1/3 cup of sugar.
I like that. That's not a lot of sugar.
It's not, plus a tablespoon. 1 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, and 1 cup of frozen blueberries, rinsed and dried. Blueberries, and those are just, we're in the season of that, right?
No, blueberries are gone.
Oh,
they're flying.
No season.
Hey, remember when we had the blueberry lady?
Yeah.
We had Allison.
Yeah,
Atwood.
from Atwood Farms.
Yeah, so I can't wait, you guys. Yeah, go visit her page, because Allison at Atwood Blueberry Farm. We have a lot of nice blueberry farms around.
So it's the instructions. It's telling us to go ahead and zest a lemon, finely grating it, and you only want to take the yellow off. There is something underneath the outside layer, which is called the pith, and it doesn't taste great at all. It makes you go, pfft. That's why they call it pith, right? Okay. So you only want to take the top off, which is really neat because you can make it into a candy, but that's another story. So that's going to add a lot of flavor. There's oils and acids in there that'll help with the sugar. You get different textures inside the scone. And while Chef Z is doing that, I'm going to go ahead and combine the flour, baking powder, salt, and the 1/3 cup of sugar. And when she's done, she'll add that to my bowl. This is the working bowl. So go ahead and add the flour, baking powder, sugar. Which one did you measure?
That's not it.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
No. How much salt do you need?
Really?
I forgot. See, this is what we do. So if you guys came to one of our class, we don't put on.
Well, I just had a baby, so.
3/4 teaspoon. Yeah, that's your salt for inside of there.
Okay.
I had the babies that had the babies. Does that count?
Yeah. No. So lovely. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this. We're gonna combine the ingredients inside the bowl. I'll go ahead and show you. Just go ahead and get that all mixed up. I have a whisk. It'll help distribute the salt and everything in here better. And the thing that I like about making scones is it depends on the baker. It is solely science. And I love science. If you mess up just even a little bit, and when we're talking about baking in general, it will be thrown off and it will be noticeable. So this
we need to be exact when we bake?
Yes, very exact.
Is that why most cooks don't make good bakers?
They really don't. But we're both. You know, you have to become a baker first and then a cook.
Yeah, that way you know how to play around with stuff and what a cup actually looks like and stuff like that. But you know what too? It is also real important for us to remember that this cookbook is kid friendly.
Kid friendly.
So every recipe in this book, a kid can do it. So if a kid can do it and make it look good, then an adult can do it and make it look dynamite.
Dynamite. All right.
I didn't hear any. This lemon is real stingy. It doesn't want to give up its skin.
I mean, you're taking its skin off.
I know. Usually they just kind of come right out, but it's real stingy. But I got it, so.
I'm going to show you what that looks like. You can see in the white bowl there.
And it doesn't, contrary to belief, it doesn't take a lot to do what you got to do.
Especially lemon.
Yeah, because there's a lot of oils and stuff like that in there, so you want to make sure that I'm going to set you a place up over here, so let me
all right, so that's in there. You don't need a lot.
There's your salt there. These are your links.
My book.
Look here. Here's your book.
Just to make sure we're reading along. So step number 3 in preparation, it says in a large bowl, whisk together flour, baking soda, salt, sugar, and lemon zest. That's all good. Now, we're gonna whisk this again. Can I have it? I don't know why I did that. And the flour is gonna absorb this taste of the very strong oils and the lemon. So that'll help also with taste for the finishing product.
So if you want to really, really lemony,
we'll do like 2 lemons.
And it's going to be lemony.
Yep. All right. And you want to make sure that you start around. You have to have all of these ingredients distributed into the flour. They all need to be friends. Okay. So now we're going to add the 1½ cup cream to this flour mixture. And we're going to start with our hands. So I washed my hands really well, got underneath my nails and all that. It's really important for you to do so because you want to limit the amount of bacteria on your hands so you don't eat them. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. And it won't be perfectly smooth. I love these directions because for someone who's never ever made scones before, what do you do? Oh no, it's too sticky. Oh no, I don't know what to do. It's sticking all over the place, or it's too dry. They have directions for you. So it says it won't be perfectly smooth ball, more like a misshapen lump. It's okay if bits of dough stick to your fingers, but if your, I can't see, if your hands are covered,
oh, wow,
knead in 1 to 2 tablespoons. So it's saying if it's too wet to go ahead and add 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour, and that will help it become into a ball that you can actually remove from the bowl. There we go.
That's not as tacky.
Right.
Workable ball.
So I have my area as well, getting that prepared when I take my dough out of the bowl. Okay. I'm going around the bowl and I'm folding the liquid and the flour together, and it seems really messy, really fun.
It's gonna be a delicious mess.
Delicious mess. That's why this is really, like I said, kid friendly. I believe I'm gonna take my daughter. We're gonna do this recipe because, like I said, it's fun, and who doesn't want to get their hands in a mixing bowl? Like, just, you know.
Yeah, those kids. Some
Kids love to make messes. So you get to make a mess in a bowl.
We were making a mud pie mess.
I did. You did. Mud pies were really fun, by the way. If you haven't experienced that as a kid, go do it right now.
Oh my gosh. I know. I said you haven't lived life until you've actually eaten a real mud pie.
Oh, I've done that. You have a great immune system. Okay, and it's starting to get a little sticky, so if you've seen, as I did before, because I'm just a professional like that, I went ahead and added some flour. And the thing about it is, you don't want to add too much because you'll end up messing the recipe up. It'll be too dry or it'll crumble apart, and we want a biscuit-like scone.
So you're saying scones are sweet biscuits?
They are. They're lightly sweetened biscuits. And they have a large history, or a long history, I would say, with the English culture, United Kingdom. They go best with cream tea. And
mango aside.
Oh, well, today. I'm going to show you really quick what this is looking like, because if it starts to give you trouble, don't fret. Just like the book said, go ahead and just add 1 to 2 tablespoons. And what I'm doing is creating a barrier between my hand and the dough so it doesn't stick. Because the one thing about scones is, well, the original recipe, if you use butter, you can't play around with it too much. The butter is replaced with the heavy cream, which, if you think about it, if you shake butter enough, heavy cream, you make butter. Yeah. So it's easier for the kids. You'd have to cut the butter into the flour with the original recipe. So this is a lot, like we said, really, really kid friendly, because it can get boring sometimes, and you can mess the recipe up if you let the butter get too warm into your dough.
And you know what's really cool? If you find yourself buying heavy cream and you're going to have more than you need, take the rest and have the kids or yourself go ahead and make butter. And you can make a flavored butter.
Yep.
So you could put honey in it. You could put, oh my gosh, now I'm going to sound like bubble gum. You can make strawberry butter. You can make blackberry butter. You can make cinnamon sugar butter.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean, and you're doing it like you're making a good compound butter.
Right.
And it probably take you less than the baking time of the scones to make the butter. So that makes it even better.
A good glaze is always, it just pairs really nice with the flakiness of the type of scone you're gonna make. I think the best one I've ever made was a basil lemon basil.
Oh yes, those were delicious.
Yes, so
those were delicious.
I
took this out people with that. Remember?
I think I did, by the way.
Yeah.
So I've taken it out of the bowl and I've gotten it together. I played with it. I kneaded, which is in this direction. You can fold back. It's starting to stick to my table, so what do?
Just add a little bit more flour.
Just a little bit more.
We're not gonna knead it for too long, are we?
No, like I said before, that's gonna affect your dough and it won't bake right. But just going to show you what kneading is. All right. I need more flour, by the way.
You do?
Yes.
That's gonna have to be.
Here we go. The queen said.
I caught it before it fell. That was really good.
Runaway blueberry. So I'm gonna take the blueberries and I'm just lightly pressing them into the dough. Yes, they're gonna smash. And the recipe says to throw them into the freezer because they're gonna pop anyway. Fresh is best, but we're gonna follow the recipe with the frozen. Just remember that. So it smashed a little bit, and that's
I want
okay.
some blueberries on my side right there.
Oh, it's not enough blueberries?
There you go. Yeah, that's my piece.
Chef Z, did you freeze fresh blueberries when it was seasoned?
Oh no, I attempted.
Oh, they
didn't last.
Okay.
That's Leilani's favorite treat is blueberries, and so those didn't last long. Yeah, no. No, and we bought, I think we must have bought over the season about 50 pounds of blueberries.
Wow.
Yeah, because we were getting them from the Atwood farmers. And so we were getting 10 pounds at a time.
Really?
And, okay, I'll get you some more flour, Chef Joy.
We were canning
Would you like flour or would you like some more sugar?
I would like more flour.
All right, I'll get it for you.
So I went ahead and kneaded the blueberries into the mix. Like I said, if they get smashed, that's okay. You just really want to make sure that your dough does not stick to the table. And that's what it's doing to me right now. So I had Chef Z go and get me some flour, and we'll fix this as soon as that's done and throw them in the oven. It says to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. I like to pick the number in the middle or somewhere in there. So 15 to 20. What's in the middle of that?
18.
Yeah, that's what I put it in for.
Here you go, Chef Joy.
All right. Look at it.
I have nothing to do with that.
This is all your fault. Okay. All right. I just want to be able to move and get the blueberries distributed evenly throughout. So that means everybody gets a taste of all the ingredients. Now I'm going to make a disc.
Look at that fancy hand action.
I'm going to slightly press down. Oh, there's cracks in it. That's okay.
Yeah, I think earthy scone with imperfections are the best scones.
I mean, I don't really care about how it looks.
Yeah, but those, you know.
I just wonder how it tastes, right?
Those are the scones that look the best.
Right.
That are going to be the best, most tastiest.
I'm gonna try my best really carefully. Me, don't do this at home. I'm a professional. And usually we'd have a pastry cutter. Don't ask me where that is.
We don't have one.
We have one.
We do?
Yes. Oh. I just don't know where it is.
So you're flouring the knife.
I'm flouring the knife.
Stick.
Right, so it won't stick, just like my hands on the table, right? And I floured my knife, so I'm cutting it. I made a stop sign. Then I cut the stop sign into fours. This is what I tell myself.
Okay. Hey, it's for you and the people that really need this book.
It's for the kids, right?
Yes.
So I cut it into fourths. So I'm gonna cut the fourths
in the fours. So you have eights. Oh,
that's right.
Look at you, Miss Mathematician.
Yeah. Far from it. Okay. And I'm doing it every time because I do not need it to stick, and it will do it immediately as soon as the flour touches the dough.
Wait a minute, let me tell them real quick about the pan. So your recipe says take some parchment paper, things that most people do not, especially if you're not a baker. Remember, you're getting this this book because you're not a cook. So don't worry about not having parchment paper or a cookie sheet or anything like that. We're using our rim cookie sheet, but I sprayed it with Pam. And we just even did one, and we used our pizza pan. So as long as you have a nice heavy duty metal baking pan, don't use glass, but use a heavy duty, say that real fast 5 times, heavy duty baking pan, sprayed and protected, it will work. So I'm going to help Chef Joy get these on here. We're going to give some room because these are going to grow. Right?
Yeah, here you go.
I had it all pretty till you came along.
Sorry.
I was trying to make it look like Martha Stewart.
Her backyard. Have you seen her show?
No.
She makes me jealous. She's like adult goals.
I've seen it. This is what this is, you know, that hack when you say you've tried it, you know, they say what it really looks like after you've seen those hacks that people try on Facebook, and the food hacks don't really work out like you think. This is if you give it a hard try. This is what you get when you give it a hard try. So we're going to put that in the oven. But so while we're doing that, do I need to move? I'm good. Talking to my crew back here. Thanks, guys. Bye. I started cutting up some. I'm going to try this before I start talking. So, Joy, you're going to have to help me do this. I'm not showing y'all what's happening in this bowl here.
Well, I will finish about this girl.
Okay. I know that's making a lot of noise, Joy.
What? Like I'm just rubbing the flour and stuff off with my hands. You just roll it off, and this mess is really easy to clean up.
Go ahead, Joy. I'm sorry.
It just sounds hilarious. It sounds like this.
This is what happens when you forget the mixer. You're stuck with the hand mixer.
You had a baby, right?
No, but you know what? I'm glad I'm doing this in a way because I want people to know you don't have to go out and get one. Is it going to be quicker with your blender? Of course.
Well, I use my baby blender.
Yep. But if you don't have a hand mixer, I mean a blender, but you got a hand mixer, one of these things that you do stuff by hand with, then this mango aside is going to be just fine.
And so, Chef Z, can you explain what a mango aside is?
No. It is it's a drink. It has roots in the Indian culture. It's a drink that they drink there. It's very refreshing, and it's comprised of mango, a little bit of caramel, yogurt, a little bit of water, and I think just a little teeny pinch of salt. It's very simple. So tropical climates, what do? You get mango. So we have a ripe mango here. Don't know how I could forget the little stickers. I wish you could get money for these stickers, but my husband always says you get help for those stickers. So a lot of people don't know what to do with mangoes. When they see them, they cut into them incorrectly, and they don't think they're as fulfilling because they don't know how to break it down. So I'm going to help you break one down. So right here, your mango has this very unique shape, and it kind of tells you where the seed is, because on this mango it has like a little rise, and then it has just like some little loves. I call it the little bumps of love. So I always take a mango and put it in my hand like this. Don't put that in the oven?
Yes, I'll be right back.
All right. So I put this in my hand like this, and it works for any hand, big hands, small hands, your hands, Tim, it works. If you cup it it's going to show you, hey, right in between where your thumbs aren't touching, there is my seed. So you want to just make a visual marking for yourself about where that seed is going to be. And then you're going to cut it. And I was right, because look at the seed right there. I hate the seed is so big, it takes up so much juiciness of that mango, but it is what it is. So cut that. There we go. So then now, I just make little indentations and carefully not going through the skin, so we leave the skin intact. And then I'm just making myself, I would make bigger cubes if I was just going to enjoy this fresh, but because I am being challenged with my hand mixer, I'm making little tiny dice cubes in here. Are you coming for the tutorial, David?
Yes. I don't know how to cut a mango, so I'm watching.
Really? So it's pretty, makes a nice little flower. And then this is the part that you cut off. You cut off all the juicy flesh there. And you can make yourself a nice little mango salad or whatever you want to make. In this case, a mango acai. So I'm just cutting that off of there. We're going to do the same thing with
Someone would
this.
like to know where you got your mango.
Grocery store. Because that's where you can find them just about anywhere. But I believe these came from Aldi. And yes, anybody who's ever been to my cooking classes can always tell you that 90% of our recipes, the ingredients are going to come from your local grocery store. For us, it's going to be, isn't it pretty?
Yes.
Ta-da! It's going to be Publix and Aldi. I shop the most. And local farm stands. I love supporting my local farmers.
Yes. Aubrey at 30 Dogs.
Yeah. We just like being local.
Build relationships. You know?
Mm-hmm. And Dirty Dog is going to be opening up again soon.
Yes, in October.
Where
I'm going to be
The
having.
first stand.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
We have some news about that.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be awesome. So here I go again. Isn't this so interesting? This is the boil the water part I always tell everybody about. In here, watch me boil water. You know what? I think the kids would really like doing this with the steak. Yeah, I think if you got your kids in on it, I think it would be really awesome. I know. Look, you guys. Can you see that? If you guys could see what I see. It's working, yeah. I figured it would work. Yeah, I think the kids will really like it. And the more bright your mango is, the better, the easier it is to blend.
Those taste the best. We really use farmer mangoes for savory.
Yeah, like your mango salsa. So yeah, we did a good job. Nobody didn't want to use that loud blender anyways. So I needed a couple cups of plain yogurt. I got vanilla yogurt, and I usually get the big things of yogurt, but you can find little bitty cups of yogurt to use. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I know what else we did. The blender version will ask you to use oh gosh, ice. We're not gonna use ice because we're already pushing it with this. So make sure everything's really, really cold. Even the mango, we put that in the fridge too. So we have the vanilla yogurt. Remember, guys, I want this to be everything that you possibly have already in your home. I don't want to make this difficult for you. So then we're going to put about a 1/4 cup of water in here. And then, not a quarter, excuse me, 3/4 cup of water. Then we're just going to do a pinch of salt just to bring the flavor out. Pinch of salt. Who has Carmadon in their home? If you have it, comment on Facebook that you have that spice in your home. Carmadon. It's an Indian spice.
Oh, okay.
You know what it is.
I think it was the way you were saying it. Cardamom?
Yes.
You're saying.
I said it. That is what I said.
Okay.
Cardamom.
Cardamom. That's what I heard.
Who has it? Do you guys have it?
No.
See, and what was my point? I wanted to make this recipe things that you already have in your home, right? So guess what we're going to use?
Cinnamon.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
And not because it kind of looks like it ground up, but it's going to give us that nice little sweet edge. You can also use nutmeg if you have that as well. That it was either or. So I thought for you guys we use cinnamon. So
Awesome.
just put a little pinch of cinnamon. And then here's the hard part again. My little hand is. Yeah, I got a cup somewhere around here. You guys, it really did. Oh my God! I don't know. Can you guys see it? Can y'all see it? Don't say it with the cups. Huh? Oh, Joy said, can we put some rum in? There were little half cups that I had out, Joy.
I don't know. You walk away.
Maybe I didn't bring them out. Now you also can use turmeric. I would put turmeric in. Oh, I just got an
That
idea.
sounds so good.
Doesn't it?
That sounds great.
Yes, and that's all good for you. And you know what, guys? Today, in today's time, we really do have to eat for our health. You got something for that?
Yeah, sure.
We have to eat for our health. It's not even worth it. I mean, everything that I eat now, it's for my health. Sometimes it's mental health because cake does not save lives. But it will save a life when you're, so yeah, cake doesn't save lives, but it will save a life. And so here, mango aside. Look at, and this, it didn't even take long. And all of this is, we made this ourselves. We didn't go buy a bottled up version. We didn't do any of that. Now, if you put ice in this, it's gonna fluff it up really big. Gotta count everybody. I wanted to make sure y'all had enough, so when I had the rest.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At least you thought about it.
You know, I have to taste it first to see if it's okay.
And then.
That's nasty.
Yeah, sure.
It's so nasty. I'm gonna pour me some more. So, Jordan, now we're gonna do TV magic, right? And we put it in the oven, and then we pulled it out. It came out.
How does she do it? She just like.
Yeah.
It even came out the oven just like this.
Just already,
plated and everything came out just like that. So.